Where have you been, Kombat?
Do I have to explain all reactions that generate each hit, kick, broken bone, spilled blood, and fatality? Of course not! But we all know the delivery of each Mortal Kombat is long awaited by fans of gore and fights to death. Now with interactive stages such as those seen in Injustice God Among Us, and with the promise of being the most sanguinary of all series, accompanied by more and new characters, we are waiting to see every drop of blood running at 60 frames per second and 1080p on our screens. And of course, we cannot forget the sensual engenders of evil that would captivate us until our death.
Finish him!
The Dark Knight is coming back with the same level of innovation that we saw in Arkham City. With a gothic city that is so big and detailed like never before. And also with hundreds of villains to punch, break, and even shoot them! If that was not enough, it adds an extra touch with the use of the battle model in battle mode or persecution. Oh yeah! Graphically, we couldn't be happier. The game is spectacular with the new Unreal Engine, the experience of combat and research that every fan has waited all his life. So get ready to undo the ghoulish scarecrow plans in the sequel to Arkham City. If you're just finding out in this moment there's a new delivery of Zelda, we invite you to leave your cave! Even when Nintendo haven't told us anything decisive about the game, the hype train has made appearance with the speculation that plays the game between Wind Waker or Skyward Sword. But what is a fact is that for the first time we will have a completely open world with a mapping that has challenged the giant Skyrim. Although the artistic style of the game has been widely criticized, we know that it will be a reference for other games. In addition, Epona is back. Is it not exciting? Well, it is for us, and inherited directly from the Matrix and learning from Morpheus, we will have the slow motion camera movements. Oh yeah! With almost 5 years in development, the studio that proposed to give a spin to Need for Speed brings us this year Project Cars, looking extremely realistic. Did I say realistic? I mean amazing, impressive, intense, and smooth. You can create your own racing career to achieve goals, win prizes, sponsors, and of course, girls! Even though they are just digital. With climatic changes at moment and online challenges all weekends, you will really have a lot to enjoy. And if you have a virtual reality headset, you can see it in a cinematic way in 12K, not 2, not 4, 12K. Oh yeah! Hyper-realistic physics with more than 6,000 calculations per second, the best modeling in history, and running at 60 frames per second and 1080p is something that simply you have not lived. After the test of the most expensive demo ever, we cannot wait for the final version of the Phantom Pain that will be approximately 200 times Ground Zeroes, and the possibilities for stealth in missions seems endless, not to mention the inclusion of online multiplayer or the inclusion of Metal Gear Online in a single package. And as we're used to, the epic introduction with one of the best narratives and dramatization in the industry of video games that only Kojima-san is able to give us. After many delays, change in name, and even platform, Square Enix finally brings us a new and promising delivery of Final Fantasy, with all the goods from the past, an epic story, impressive graphics, high-quality cinematics, endearing characters, and adding all the goods from the present, fights in real time, open worlds with huge enemies, Michael Bay explosion style, Steven Spielberg creatures-like, powerful swords, because there is no Japanese game that doesn't have them, and last but not least, perfect hairstyles. Final Fantasy XV will debut the new graphic engine Luminous and promises to regain the throne of the JRPGs, but still there is no confirmed release date. It has been promised us that it will come this year. The principal reason to have a PlayStation 4 is this game. Remember the innovation feeling when you play Uncharted for the first time? Well, now take it to the 10th power in a Victorian world of demonic creatures and environments incredibly well recreated with lighting effects that will make you stand immersed in that atmosphere of terror and action that will make Van Helsing look like a butterfly hunter! 2 years waiting for it since it was announced at E3, and this one looks like they promised us. Just for that, Sony, shut up and take my money! The beauty of the graphics is not always with the realism, but it is with the fantasy. Ori and the Blind Forest is a proposal that shows us that the games in 2.5D are here to open new roads. A world full in color, sunset, shadows, and amazing visual effects that seems to have come from a Studio Ghibli movie. And the best is that it's a video game that you can play this year exclusively on Xbox and PC. Literally based on a movie from the genre slasher, Until Dawn will take us to a unique experience combining cinematic moments and a very peculiar game mode, in which you can expect serial mass murders, power sauce, pretty girls in trouble, boyfriends that pretend to be heroes, and all the cliches that any movie could offer in the recent years. 8 teenagers, a cabin in the more remote mountains, tragic anniversary of some of our friends, a game of invocations and killers await us in this PlayStation 4 exclusive. If we remove the story from a Super Mario game, which has never been canonical or relevant, we leave the gamers the design of each of the levels and added the truly lovely gameplay by all the generations. Yes, Nintendo has resolved the key to the success of the most anticipated platform game of the year. Game or graphic engine, the fact is that Mario Makers opens an infinite ocean of possibilities to have an endless base of mini Super Mario titles. And the imminent downloadable content will have us really occupied all the generations, creating and sharing our best levels with the whole world. Oh yeah!